Sunshine. I'm on BU. I'm so excited.
I know. He's been our announcer all summer.
I have, but I haven't been on this part of the show. I've been on the part before this.
But I feel like you gave some of your input on some of the other episodes.
I did,
anyway.
and I feel like Catavi and I talked, but I haven't been on the video. So this is.
Well, welcome. To
thank
the
you.
BU series.
I am excited to be
on
here.
your podcast.
A very special series.
I just occasionally take over the podcast,
Right.
but it's really your podcast.
No.
So, okay, so we are on week 8 of the BU series.
It's
Can
amazing.
you believe that?
I can't.
So, how's everybody doing out there, campers? You know, it's a crazy summer. Here we are, up here at GAC.
We are.
And
8 weeks in.
8 weeks in, and it's quiet out here at GAC.
It's quiet.
Still really pretty, and we're just so excited that next year it will be not quiet again.
I am ready for the chaos to return.
I know. We love the chaos.
We do. I want some noise other than birds and marmots.
Yeah.
I want some songs and some jokes and some laughing.
Well, you've been doing songs even by yourself.
I have, but it's the Moose song without someone to do the second half of it.
Doesn't come out.
It's not quite the same.
That's so true.
But I do walk around camp. Sometimes meet some people fishing.
Yeah.
And they are very confused why I'm so excited about a moose with juice in his hair. But listen, I'm sharing. Everybody who gets into camp gets the Moose song.
So good. So good. Okay, well, we have been having so much fun this summer. I hope you've enjoyed participating in some of the weekly challenges as we're talking about the whole idea of being our very best selves. So our theme this summer is Be You, and it's something that we can work on all year long and even when we're not at camp.
For sure.
So this week, we're talking about how one of the best ways we can be our best selves is by getting stronger. And when I talk about stronger, what do you think about usually when you think about someone getting stronger?
I think about people working to maybe overcome something and then becoming stronger. And that could be physical. It could be like mental strength.
Yep.
It could be emotional strength. But I always think that getting stronger requires some work.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
That's what comes to mind.
Yeah. But you feel better. It's one of those things. Sometimes
for
it's
sure.
hard. Like it's a little bit hard to get stronger. Like it usually hurts. Like, you know, when your muscles are getting stronger, they actually tear a little bit each time. And so that's why, like, maybe after you've done a workout, like you feel a little bit sore. That's actually a sign that your muscles are getting stronger, which is kind of cool. So, one of the ways that we talk about, we often at camp, we sit down on the first campfire and we talk about setting a goal.
Yes.
And it's a pretty short-term goal. It's like for something that campers want to accomplish by the end of the session. So what are some sample goals that are pretty popular up here?
People want to get up on the high ropes course.
Yeah.
People want to get up on a wakeboard. People want to overcome a fear. Maybe they're afraid of horses. Those things are very popular. Sometimes people say they want to make a new friend.
Yeah.
I think we see a lot of those goals. And I think we did that in the online program as well. And people said, I want to make a friend. I want to learn XYZ, some sort of skill. And so those are the kind of goals we see a lot of.
Yeah, and that actually is how you get stronger. It just starts with kind of thinking about some way you want to get stronger. So, like with the idea of making friends, which is a big thing at camp, you know, if you tend to be a little shy and find it harder to make friends, it's a big step just to say, okay, I am going to work on making friends, and, you know, I'm going to just think of something tiny that I could do. So what I want to talk about this week, and what I want to challenge everyone to do, is not set some like lofty goal. Like adults tend to say something like, I'm going to run a marathon as a goal. I want to talk instead about a better way to actually get stronger, which is to think about something very small that you can do maybe every day that over a long time will get you stronger. So Soy, you're kind of an expert in this. You've given a talk to me. I know I've been to your talk.
Yes.
You've talked to the galas, the high school age kids.
And the middle school kids.
Oh my gosh. So you're kind of an expert in this.
And other camps. Yeah, we've done a lot of this.
So if one of the campers wants to get stronger in some area, what's a good way to do that?
So what we talk about is developing a tiny habit. And a tiny habit is something that is so small, there's no barrier to doing it. But if you do it over and over and over again, you'll get a changed outcome, right? Because like you talked about, if I say I want to run a marathon, well, there's like a lot of steps to get there. But if I say every day I'm going to go to the mailbox and get my mail, that's a little thing. I need to get the mail anyway. But now instead of sending Ellie or Greta, I get the mail.
Maybe with your running shoes on.
Maybe, exactly.
Maybe you put your running shoes on and you go to the mailbox.
And then if I do that every day, eventually I jog to get the mail. And when that's not a big deal, then I maybe around the block and I get the mail on the way home. And so the concept is this. You pick a trigger, something that you're already doing. In my case, it would be getting the mail, or maybe like brushing your teeth. You're already doing that. And then you say, after that, I'm going to do one tiny thing. I'm going to get the floss out after I brush my teeth. I'm not going to promise I'm going to floss, but if it's out, I'm probably going to do it. Or I'm going to floss a tooth. Well, once I'm in there, I'm going to do a couple more. And what happens is over time, so the trigger, I'm going to brush my teeth, then I'm going to floss a tooth, and then, and this is very important, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to give it a little yes, because I did something good. And that releases some chemicals in your brain that reward you for doing that. And over time, that leads to changed behavior.
You know what I think people might have missed when you said floss a tooth.
A tooth. Yeah, one
One
tooth.
tooth. So, and I love that. That's the tiny habit. If you're wanting to start flossing your teeth, it's not like, it seems so daunting, all 20 of them, you know? But to just say, I'm going to floss one tooth a day, and then you might find yourself, after you've done one, like, oh, that feels kind of good. And look at all that gross stuff that came out. I want to do
the worst.
I want to do the rest of them.
Right.
Because usually once you get started, like, you'll do it more.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that you taught us about that. I know for me, I think this whole pandemic has given everyone an opportunity to kind of relook at different routines and habits that we have. And I know for a lot of you campers, you know, maybe your regular sports that you used to do kind of to stay physically active are no longer happening. But I know a lot of you are still staying really active, doing things that you just kind of enjoy doing. So like a tiny habit could be like if you had a basketball hoop in your driveway. It could be that you just say, oh, I'm going to shoot, for 5 minutes. Or
Absolutely.
I'm going to go out front. Or, after dinner with my family, I'm going to go out and, whatever.
You're already having dinner.
Yeah. We have a ping pong table at our house. Oh. And I mean, I don't know. My heart rate gets up playing ping pong.
Oh, for sure. Registers on the watch.
I know. So I think I really think too, like if you can make it fun,
it's
even
absolutely
better. So I was thinking today as we were talking about recording this episode about my childhood. I was very active and I did not one organized sport until high school.
Yeah.
So I want to talk, what were funny things that you did to be active when you were a little kid?
I built a ton of forts.
Okay.
And then tore them down.
Yeah.
And then built them again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of building.
Well, I was, I thought I was going to be in the circus when I grew up.
Sure. Absolutely.
So I did like the pogo stick.
Okay.
I would do like hundreds of bounces on the pogo stick. I liked the pogo stick. I loved walking on stilts.
That's actually a useful skill, it turns out.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Well,
if you want to get into like drywalling and ceiling work,
oh.
You need stilt walkers.
I would have to get back into practice on it, but I really enjoyed that. I also loved the balance board.
Oh,
which is so funny because now I know that people use it for like core workouts.
Yeah, it turns out.
Yeah, I would like stand on that balance board for hours and hours. Right. Hula hooping.
I was never a hula hooper.
Well, growth mindset.
I haven't become a hula hooper yet.
Yes, so you could still do it. So I think physically stronger, I think it would be great. I really like hiking and going on my bike, and I like running. There's so many things that I like to do, but sometimes even I have not stayed consistent because I made it too big.
Oh yeah.
And this year during this pandemic, I have just said, I'm going to get some exercise every day. And for me, it's just like, it can be 10 minutes, but I'm doing it every single day.
Yep.
So it's like that tiny habit idea. And then
absolutely.
most days I'm like, oh, I'm going to.
Yeah, once you get started.
Yeah, I'm going to go much longer and stuff. But so I think that's like the physical activity stuff. And I think for campers, if you're not doing, if you haven't really been out much this summer, if you could find a way to like get a jump rope.
Oh.
Or
jump rope's good.
Yeah, or dancing. Oh my gosh, learn those dances. I know a lot of kids are doing like TikTok.
A lot of TikTok dancing.
Yeah, dancing is a great.
Although I did see a thing today that said I'm too young to retire but too old to TikTok.
Oh.
So I think I'm not TikTok dancing yet, but
okay.
Very popular with kids.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah,
I'll still do Footloose though.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So we talked about like again when you think about stronger, you think about like muscles, and I'm just gonna show you my. Muscle for a minute.
Yeah.
I've been doing 10 minutes on the Peloton app of arm workouts, like 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm feeling really like stronger. Anyway, my arms are. But there's other ways to get stronger, and Soy mentioned a few of them that we talk about at camp. Like going on the ropes course for a lot of us is it's a physical challenge, but it's also just a really mental. It's scary. It feels high.
I'm with you there.
It's really hard, and so so with that, like if there's something that you want to do it, but you like your heart starts pounding just when you're thinking about it, it's probably something that's outside your normal comfort zone.
Yes.
So we all have things that are in our comfort zone, usually things that we've done a lot or are super familiar to us. So for example, the ropes course instructors, they are like, they're in their harnesses, their heart rate isn't even up.
No.
When they're up there.
They're just hanging out.
They're just like hanging out, and I like look at them and go, how
Right.
can you do that? But they've gone through all this training, and they've spent hours and hours and hours up there. Or like people who, like pilots who fly an airplane. Like if I was learning how to fly, I mean, first of all, that's one of my, I would be terrified, but it's like if you learned how to fly a plane, the first time you had to fly by yourself, I imagine you'd be outside your comfort zone. But then on your, 2000th hour, you're in your, so anyway, so that's the thing we talk about a lot at camp is like how that's another way we grow is by kind of knowing what our comfort zone is. What are the things we're super comfortable doing? If it's with friends, maybe we're really comfortable being with our one friend who we've known since we were little.
Sure.
And so that's our comfort zone. And so when we think about, okay, I want to grow my skills at being a good friend, what's a little bit outside of that? And that could be something as simple as just like smiling and waving at people.
Yeah.
Like, or, that maybe on the Zoom classroom or wherever you see people, reaching out or saying hi to people you don't know. It's so funny how we talk about at camp that a friendship really starts with like a smile and a hello.
It does.
It's super simple. And what some people think is, nobody liked me, nobody approached me. But somebody has to do something, and it's kind of scary and uncomfortable to be the one who's like, oh, hi.
Right. That is the emotional equivalent to the soreness you feel after you exercise.
Oh my gosh, so true. Yeah.
That discomfort is your brain being like, I'm stretching.
Right.
I'm growing. I'm not comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's such a good feeling when you do it. Like when you've been really, I think about all things like just making that bid to a friend, like saying, hey, you want to go on the swings with me? You want to go for a bike ride?
Yeah.
To someone you don't know. It really feels like kind of scary because they could say no.
Right.
And that's what you kind of think about. But I really think that it's a great thing to think about if you want to get stronger, to just start with something really small that you can think about. You can maybe practice, like you can practice maybe with people who it's not as scary with. And then you take it out there into the world. So if, you're scared of maybe something really like going on the high ropes course, well, maybe you can ask one of your parents to like climb up if you can use the ladder, the step ladder at home, and just start getting used to being a little bit higher.
Yeah.
You can do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's testing the waters, so to speak.
Yeah.
Finding out that it's maybe not so cold as you thought.
So we're just really excited. This is kind of a long one because when you get Soy and Sunshine together, we can really talk.
This is actually a short one for us, I think, technically, if we're honest.
Yes, that is so true. I had one more thing. I know probably you don't want to hear this from Mother Sunshine, but I think also with like getting physically stronger, it also is good to think about what we're eating. Yep. And I know that for me, one of the habits that I changed in the past was what I snack on. Because the more I'm home, the more I snack. I don't know about you, but is that the same for you?
Well, and so, listen, we can bring this full circle to the guy who came up with Tiny Habits. He said that if you want to make these big changes, you have to change your environment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons losing weight is hard, because if you're in a family group, the food situation at home probably won't change. And so he said that's why a tiny habit works, because that's something you're already doing. And so, yeah, I have a huge problem with snacking.
Right. Well, I do mostly when I'm at home or I'm a little bit bored or I don't have a lot going on. If I'm busy, like at camp, I never even think about snacking.
No.
Because I'm just like having fun and running around. But so what I found now, I keep I really like snacking on fruit. And so instead of the bag of chips, like chips and guac, okay, that would be my favorite.
But I don't blame you.
But once you get out that whole bag of chips, and the
A
guac.
little more chip, little more guac, little more chip, little more guac. Before you know it, a pound of guacamole and a bag of chips are gone.
That's what happens to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happens to you, but it's
No,
like something about
I'm
it.
totally theoretical.
It might
It
be.
never happened to me. Of course not.
It might be somewhat, yeah. So, but I get a bag of grapes and I eat it like chips.
Do you,
I
do
hose
you
it
ever
off.
freeze them?
Oh, I love frozen grapes. I love frozen grapes.
Yes.
But I just I put the whole bag in the sink, wash them, and then I snack on them as if they were a tortilla chip that I was dipping in guac.
They're so good.
I know. So anyway, that's just my little, also, because also I have to say, physically I feel better when I've had a bag of grapes.
Versus a bag of tortilla chips.
Correct. And yeah, so anyway, so that was all the things. But we would love to hear from you guys how you're thinking about getting stronger.
Yes.
This is a time when we all need to really be strong. It's kind of there's a lot of uncertainty. This is a big opportunity for us to really build our grit and resilience, which we do by making little changes, little things. And we can also set big goals. But if you set a big goal, like if Soy wants to run a marathon next year, it would start simply with running and walking for a minute.
Okay.
Like you might just go and run for 15, 20 seconds.
Sure.
And then walk for 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then do it again. You would have to make it so palatable that you would do it the next day and the next day, the next day, and then slowly get a little bit more. But anyway, we are so excited to get to be on this journey with you guys to just help you be your best selves. We're all working on it too. These are really, really hard times for everybody, but we know you guys are getting stronger and can get stronger by doing little tiny changes. So we hope you and your whole family will share with us how you're being your best self and how you're going to get stronger over the next weeks, months, years.
Yes. Get stronger. Do something small.
See you guys next
Bye, guys.
time.